which is the algorithm B, the one that I said was the teeny tiny solver. And remember, set 0 here took 65 million mems, call them mega mems. Okay, so now set 0W, this algorithm B, runs, and it does it in 104 megamems, so it's a little bit longer. And again, you can watch it by this binary pattern. Okay. Now I have algorithm D as well, which is down at the bottom here. Okay, so set 0W. That's another one you can download is set 10, and this was what I thought was a fairly nice general purpose solver. Well, I tried this last night and got a big surprise. This solver is actually supposed to be an improvement on algorithms A and B, and it usually is. But on this particular case, I let it run, and finally I went home. But this morning I came to the office, and it had indeed finished, and so instead of taking 60 or something megamems, this was 2 trillion mems, 2.3 trillion mems, which turned out to be hour and 3 minutes. So we don't have time to let it go, but we can at least watch its slow progress. So if I go over to the right here, the 4s and 5s turn out to be things that are forced by, it doesn't have to make a choice. Zeros and this 0 that I have, this 0 is probably a very bad choice, so it's not going to find the solution. Try to 0 here and switch it to a 3. A 4 was something that was forced, by this 0, these other variables were forced to be true by the nature of the problem. Okay, so anyway, this it's not changing until way back. It makes all kinds of decisions, but then you have to go way out in the hinterland till you find where things are actually changing, and it's just going to have to carry all the way over to the left before it goes. So it's fun to watch these sat solvers in action, and it's also full of surprises. I don't know. I believe Armin also will tell you, still after working with this 15 years day and night, he gets surprised. So that's one of the fascinating things that it looks like each new problem has its own very strange characteristics. Okay, let's see, I think there's a 0. I guess I can go all the way done here. So I quit it. But okay, now if I change that, so I've got another solver on 9, and that's set 11, which is a so-called look-ahead solver, and that one, great. See, less than 1 million mems finds the answer with only 2 nodes in the search tree. I mean, it looks ahead and finds exactly the right things to do. And then another one that I don't have online yet, because in fact I found a bug in it last night. But this is my conflict-driven solver, and this one does it in less than 250,000 memory references. So at least, and I did check the answer. It was this. Okay. So I could go on and on, but that was what I wanted to show you was first of all, why I came to Linz, because I'm so interested in satisfiability. This is here I'm going to learn the truth about how to finish writing my section. I was also going to try to show you how well the debugger adapts to, but we don't have time. But another really nice thing about the CLF system is that the debugger works beautifully with my source code, and so I can get these programs written and debug them much better than any other system I've ever seen in my laptop. Thanks a lot.
So thank you, Don. So I think because we have a full hour of answering questions, we postpone the questions for the second part and now take a small break, right? A small break now, right? You want to take some questions now, or?
Yeah, I can take questions now because now I can still remember what I've said.
Okay.
And then we'll have a break and have these questions. Let's try to have them related to satisfy you.
Okay, so there's a question to satisfy the people. So then I start with
everybody's too afraid. You must have a question. Just don't this is your chance to ask something. If there's no question, I'm going to inflict a debugging session.
Okay, then I start off. How many samples are you going to write now?
Okay, I might be on my last one. But it depends on how bad it is. You see that due to people like Armin, the subject keeps changing very, very fast, and I'm really best at telling the end of the story rather than the story when the pot is still boiling. So if I had written this material 10 years ago, it would have left out a lot of really important development. So I'm hoping that by writing it now, it's not going to look bad 10 years from now. But still, I'm pretty sure that the stuff that I'm writing now is, even though I'm sure that new methods are going to come up that are really important. I don't think the ones that I already know are going to be uninteresting in 20 years or 50 years because they're still each problem seems to have different characteristics, and so it's like compilers. We're still writing new compilers even though we've had compilers for 50 years.
Somebody. Okay.
On the website, I see about 8 algorithms that you have implemented so far. What would be your expectation that you finish when the book will be finished? That in terms of number of pages?
So I'm thinking that I'll have this section done by the end of the year, and then I try to write about 250 pages a year, but this has been taking longer since I'm writing. Such new territory. When I get to the other things, I think I'll be able to go a little bit higher speed. But it might be, okay. My wife had a chart on the wall telling where I had predicted when I was going to finish the other computer programming, and she made it with things that out of felt, so that you could always move it. Every month you could move them back another month. I once thought that actually I would have the whole thing done for sure in 2012. So here I am now in 2015, and I'm still, I've got 40 pages, I've got less than 200 pages of volume 4B written, and volume 4B is going to be 900 pages, say. So, and then there's volume 4C and volume 4B. gone for Z, but there's been a huge expansion of research. So, and I'm also thinking of going into a speed-up mode where I, instead of trying to cover everything in the table of contents, I will write mostly about the things that I can do uniquely because of the notes that I've made over the years, and when other things are already well done in the literature where I don't have anything particular to add, then I would just go quickly over that, or leave that there. I mean, I have this is a kind of question that might come up in the second hour, but I have to discuss with colleagues about what should be done. I'm 75 years old now, and I'm in good health, but if I've got 20 years of work to do, I would be 95 when I'm done, and I'll be in good health. And so there's two models that I could use. One is sort of extremes, and one is what I call the Oxford English Dictionary model. James Murray started to write the Oxford English Dictionary something like 1880s, and when he died, I don't know, about the time of the First World War, he had gotten up to the letter I. So he had a dictionary, and he had very good A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. And then other people took it on, and the dictionary was completed in the early 1930s. I could just keep writing best pages I know how to write until I go see my own, and then let somebody else to go. Or I could go into a mode where I say, well, here's a section that I'm going to skip for now because I really have more cool things to say about this, and I'm excited about. And so I would concentrate on writing the things that are in my files, and I would really hate to wait and let somebody else write up. And so that would be a mode where there would be under construction sections at my death, but we get into different areas. Well, I have to sort of figure out what I'm going to do in the future. But right now, I'm enjoying it very much, and I feel that I'm not making too many errors in spite of the fact that I do write these checks. It's good enough that I don't have to worry about, how do I say it, the mathematician Paul Helmer's, actually, he insisted on pronouncing his name with an S instead of a sh, Helmus. He wrote what he called the automathography, which was the story of his life, and one of the chapters says something like 1987 I was at the peak of my career, and he says, now that might sound like a really nice big thing, but you know what it means when you're at the peak of your career? It means it's downhill from here. And so I still don't feel that I've reached that peak where it's going down, but I'm sure it's going to happen.
Okay, so we take a break. Okay, then let's take a break, like 10, 15 minutes. Get some